So we will continue our discussion. Actually, we are discussing about the protected areas, and in these protected areas we have discussed already about the national parks. We have discussed about the national parks. We have also discussed about the sanctuaries, and we have discussed about the biosphere reserves. Biosphere reserves. And now we will be talking about botanical gardens, and the fifth and the last one will be zoo. Now at present we are discussing botanical gardens. So I'll just write over here botanical garden. Now as the name suggests, botanical garden, we all know botany means the study of the plants. That means botanical, that means something which is related to the plants. So definitely the botanical gardens are established for the protection of the plants. So botanical gardens are established for what? Botanical gardens are established for the protection of the plants. So the main aim is protection of the plants. Protection of the plants. Now, which kind of plants? Which kind of plants are protected over here? So basically the rare plants or even the threatened plants. So we have discussed, we are very clear with this, that not only the animals or the species of the animals are getting extinct from the surface of the earth, but there are many plants which are also getting extinct from this surface of the earth. Even from our country also, many species of plants are now they are not available, they are extinct now. So the main aim of the botanical garden is the protection of the plants. The protection of which kind of plants? The protection of the rare and threatened plants or threatened species. Protection of rare and threatened species. So all these such kind of plants are protected. Now in these botanical gardens, actually the seed bank and the gene banks are also very much developed. So what is the function of these seed banks or the gene banks? The seed bank is responsible for storing or keeping the seeds of the very rare plants and the threatened plants, and definitely the gene banks are responsible for the collecting genes of such kind of plants. And not only this, detailed study is carried on in such kind of botanical gardens. Scientific researches are carried in the botanical gardens, and even the various genetic studies are also they are also going on in such kind of gardens. So in all, when we talk about children, botanical gardens, we have got around 1600 botanical gardens all over the world. We have got 1600 botanical gardens. I am talking around the world, in world. So we have got around 1600 botanical gardens all around the world. And as we have discussed that we have seed bank over here and seed and gene bank. And the seed bank and the gene banks are responsible for the preservation of seeds and the genes of the rare and the threatened species of the plants. So even at the botanical gardens, the the study is done, even the protection is given to the plants, and the just the efforts are made so that the number of certain species can be increased. The main aim is to increase the individuals of the rare and the threatened species. Along with that, also to create certain kind of measures so that these plants and threatened can flourish well as they used to do once. So zoological gardens, and for when you will go, suppose if you will carry or go for the higher studies in botany and in science, especially in botany, so even the colleges organizes such kind of trips, and they take the students to the gardens so that the botany students can visit and can see the endangered rare species, can compare, can study in detail, and can generalize, can have an idea and about all these kind of species. So this is how even the botanical gardens are very helpful in maintaining the flora and in increasing the individuals of the certain threatened species of the plants. Now when we talk about zoo, now what is there in the zoo? Now we'll talk about the sixth one, which is zoo. Now we all have visited many zoos, we all know what zoos are. Actually this is a place where the animals are encaged, they are kept in the cage or in the enclosures. That means they are kept in a protected areas. Protected in the sense the animals are protected from the humans and humans are protected from the animals. That means a lion is kept in the zoo, so lion won't be able to come out and eat a human or a man or a female. But at the same time, even no one can harm the animals in zoo. Even the the big notations are in big letters. It is written clearly that even the eatables are not allowed. Like we are not allowed to give any kind of eatables. So what is the importance of zoo? Why zoos are required? Actually, just because of the zoo only, the common people can understand the wildlife. If we would have not visited zoo, how could have we we know about the some species like even the lion? A lion we have seen where? In the national parks we have seen, definitely in the zoos we have seen. So what is the thing, like in the such kind of protected areas only we can see, we cannot go in the forest and search for a lion. So the common people come across the wildlife. Even this is the best way to spread awareness, to make people understand that even these are the creatures of the earth and they have equal right to survive on the surface of the earth. And they can understand, they can also understand that how by our or the human activity these species are in danger. So zoo, what is the response, like what is the aim of the zoo? This is the best way how the humans and the nature or the wildlife can come in contact with each other and can spread awareness. So zoo spread awareness can help to make people understand about wildlife. So this is how all these protected areas help the government to take care of all the endangered species, maybe the plants and the animals. There are many species, in the, if we talk about purely of India also, there are many species which have become endangered, which are threatened species. Even when we talk about the plants or animals, both I am talking about, there are many species which are of plants also have become threatened, have come under the category of threatened species. So great measures has to be taken to increase the individuals, to increase the number of all such kind of species. Now there are, just now I told that there are many species which are which comes under the threatened species, and already measures are being taken so that the individuals can be increased and these species can be protected. So I will just write the names of certain protected species over here. So name of the protected species. So you all have heard a lot about python. Even the python is the one which comes under the protected species. So python, leathery turtle, third one marsh crocodile, now the fourth one musk deer, now this, what actually I am writing over here, I am writing the names of certain species which are named as the which are already under, like which are in the, like we can say that these are threatened species or vulnerable species or endangered species or rare species or endemic species, whatever. We are going to deal in these, we are going to, after just discussing this, we are going to talk much about all such kind of different names, and we will be studying these in detail, that what is vulnerable, what is endemic, and what all these species are. But now here what I am writing, children, I am writing over here the names of certain species which comes under the category of protected species. That means these species are protected now in India. So now first is python, then leathery turtle, marsh crocodile, musk deer, and I can write even Bharat's farm deer, and now number 6 is albino snow leopard, and even I think this 6 I can write over here, the 6 species I have written over here, these all comes under the protected species. So now we will be talking about the certain other things. Now I will talk about the red data book. What is red data book? Now IUCN means what? The International Union of Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. Now this IUCN is has developed actually this book, Red Data book, and even the Red List. The Red Data book has also developed the Red List. Now IUCN has developed Red Data book and also Red List. But what all these are? We are talking about what? So IUCN, as the we know that WWF is there. What is WWF? World Wildlife Fund. In the same way, this organization is IUCN, that means International Union of Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. Now this IUCN has developed a book which is known as Red Data book, and has also developed a list which is known as Red List. Now what is there in these pages? What is there in this list and this book? Actually this gives a detailed name. There is a list of the animals and the plants which comes under the category of the threatened species, or even we can say the great detailing, or the detailing in the sense each and every species which comes under this category is included in this book. So the first list or the first edition of this book came in the year of 1991. First edition came. And the revised edition came in the year 1994. It was revised edition. Children, again as I am saying that there are these many sanctuaries and there are these many national parks, but you may get a different number also in some different books. If you search on net, you will again get a current number. What is the present number, actual number? So these numbers keep on changing. So it is possible that when I deliver this lecture, the number of the as I told, the botanical gardens, there are 1600 botanical gardens in the world, but it is quite possible that by the time when you see this lecture, the number can be it can be changed. I said that there are 97 national parks in India, but it is quite possible that when you see this lecture, the number has increased to the 100. So these numbers will be changing as it depends upon the time that when you are seeing the lecture, and definitely there will be change in the numbers of all these. So 1991, even the meaning of saying all this was that by the time you see this lecture, it is quite possible that one more edition comes into the existence. So till now what I am saying is that IUCN has developed a book, Red Data book, and also a list which is known as Red List. Now this book or this list includes the list of the endangered or the threatened species. It includes what, children? It includes endangered, the list of endangered species of both plants and animals. And it is not so easy to develop a list, and that is not only limited to a particular village or town or a city or a country. This is a list which is while making this list, the whole world is like the complete world, the complete earth is taken under the consideration. So the names of the species are coined over there, which are endangered, which is in very close to the it can become an extinct species. And we know that how classification is helpful, how this even when we go to market, we prepare a list so that we can know that what we are supposed to purchase. We early in the morning we make the list to do, isn't it, that these things have to be done. Sorry, and sometimes we make the priority list that these are the things which we need to do first. In the same way, why this list is prepared, why this data is prepared. So this data, this list can help the scientists to work for the species which really need help to grow, to flourish. Certain steps and measures are taken so that the individuals can be increased, so that these species which are now in the list of endangered can come into the normal. So this is how this list is done, and this list is based on what, children? It is based on biological data. Based on biological data. So this is how this IUCN is working. And the best example I would like to give here is about Project Tiger. Project Tiger, I think you all might have heard about the Project Tiger. Now what is Project Tiger, children? In 1972, see, earlier in our country there were many tigers, and we know that our country comes in the zone of mega diversity zone. That means our country is rich in diversity. We have got all sort of animals over here. That means the diversity is vast. Habitat is quite different habitats are there in India. That is the reason we have got different kinds of plants and varieties of animals over here. And before, the number of the tigers were also good. Now in 1972, actually in 1972, these numbers of the tiger got reduced to only 1800. The number of the tiger got reduced to only 1800, and this was really a thing of worry. It really needed a big step immediately, and the step was taken by the government in 1973. In 1973, this Project Tiger came into existence. Project Tiger was started. Project Tiger was started. Now, as I said, that this is not an easy task to start such kind of national parks or sanctuaries or such kind of projects. So similarly, India also started this Project Tiger with the help of the WWF. Now what is the meaning of WWF? This is World Wildlife Fund. And with this, with the help of this organization, India started Project Tiger. And Project Tiger is really a success project. If you want to talk about anything related to success, we really need to talk about the Project Tiger. That the number of the tigers have now increased. So once the species which was taken which was about to be on the edge of the extinction, it was on the door of the extinction. Now the number has increased pretty well, and this has become only possible due to the steps taken by the government. So this is how this came into existence, only because the counting was done, because the government was knowing that the number is decreasing day by day. It has become 1800, which was a real worry. And this is the reason why I started from here. We were discussing red data book, that why these data has to be mentioned, why we need to collect all these data, we mean scientists. Because by collecting data only, they can understand that what actually the things are, where they stand. And due to these calculations only, the Project Tiger was formed, and it just says the great story of the success, that how the number of the tigers has increased now. Our country is just not running the projects for the welfare of the tiger. Even for the lion is there, for the crocodiles the projects are there. So the things are going on, but still there is a great need to work for these animals, for the wildlife, and especially for the species which are endangered or threatened species. So now we will be discussing about the different, we will talk about the species, what actually species means, and what this means, that when sometimes I am saying endangered, threatened and vulnerable and so on. So now we will talk about such kind of species. So please note this, and so that we can discuss about the next topic.